What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown, and this is the theashsaiditshow. Over 1,800 episodes on the heels of 1,900. All that's on account for you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love, your support, the downloads, the shares, the cares. It makes a huge, huge difference. So I appreciate you so very much. Today, I have a lovely guest he's chatting with us from across the U.S. in one of the most exotic places. I'm absolutely jealous of him right now. Not only because of his location, but because of his product. I've got Justin from Cacao. Hey, Justin.
Hey, Ash.
How are you doing today?
Great to be here. Great to get an intro like that. I'm all smiles over here.
I mean, seriously, I'm like, I wasn't just saying that. I'm really jealous that you're in Hawaii right now. And I'm in Hotlanta, trying to keep cool.
We're both trying to keep cool. Just, a little different view, different plants around, but there's always an opportunity to breathe into paradise wherever you are.
This is true. Very, very true. All right, Justin. So I want to go into the origin story. Where did the idea for the company come from?
Yes. I mean, that word really kind of rings bells inside of me. Mm-hmm. I was living in Los Angeles in the late aughts, like 2008-ish. I had maybe like 4 or 5 jobs, just hustling, like when you live in LA, when you live in a metropolitan area, like specifically in LA, which is like the city of dreamers. Mm-hmm. You're just hustling. And I had a bunch of different gigs and jobs and things I was trying to do. And on the side, I had learned how to make chocolate from a former girlfriend of mine, whose boyfriend before me was a chocolate maker. So you just never know the gift that may appear. Everyone, it's a reason a season or a lifetime, I think, with all relationships. Yeah. And so I was making chocolate just for fun and just, in the kitchen, which is actually pretty easy to do, like homemade style. And I had always been really interested in herbs and alternative medicines and just the different functionality of the plant. I had an experience when I was 12 where I had ginseng. I was a martial artist, and one of my colleagues, one of my practice mates, he had this ginseng, and he gave it to me, and I was 12 years old, and it was the highest I'd ever been in my whole life. I felt like Superman. I felt like I could fly, and just like, I felt like Bruce Lee, kind of. I was like, this is amazing. There have to be other plants that do this. And so that started my whole curiosity, just like before the internet was made these things a little easier. Yeah. But those two things were kind of a constant, and I was hustling in LA. And I just one morning I decided I was going to start every day, and the first words that came out of my mouth were going to be, I only do what I love. I only do what I love. And that was kind of scary, actually, because within a few days of it happening, I think God was listening and was like, oh, okay, well, let's make some arrangements then. And a lot of things that I was doing just disintegrated, or like relationships and the jobs and different things just kind of made their exit, some gracefully, some not so gracefully. And what I was left with after, it ended up being about a 3-month practice of waking up every day and saying, I only do what I love. And the thing that I was left with was that I love people, I love herbs, I love making chocolate. How do I put these things together? Because, like, obviously that's what I'm being called to do. Right. And then it's a trust exercise from then on, and then just listening and responding. And that was kind of the origin, like the very beginning of it.
So what was the catalyst that made you want to turn it into a company?
Say that again. What made me turn into a company?
Yeah. What was the catalyst that really kind of pushed you in that direction?
Well, it was still like kind of a hobby but then I was like, well, how can I make money from this hobby? Which is, I think, oftentimes when we find a passion, we want to figure out, like, oh, can I do this more? I'd love to do this more. And I started connecting with people on a one-on-one basis, and I'd sit down and do like a 45-minute to an hour consultation with them. I'd say, hey, Ash, what's going on in your life? What challenges are you working with? What are your goals? And based on whatever the person said, I would formulate a bunch of botanical herbs and put a whole formula together and then put it in chocolate. And I would basically, I would make like a 30-day supply of chocolate for someone that was customized to their goal, whether it was a health goal. So like the first woman that I did a project for, she ran 3 women's nonprofits, and she was like pretty high power. She was little, but she was fire. Yeah. And she had some digestive issues, and she had for years. And she basically like couldn't have a bowel movement unassisted. So for years, it was like taking over the counter things and trying to change her diet, and there's all this stuff going on. And I was talking to her about it, and I said, I could make you a laxative chocolate, but like it's not going to fix anything. That will like temporarily. Let's go a little deeper. Let's see, like, what's your relationship like with your parents? And she said, my parents are super strict. And I heard that, and I heard my bloodline is constricted. And I was like, oh, I think you have toxins in your blood that are preventing peristalsis, like they're preventing you from having movement. So I made her a chocolate that did that, and within a few days, she was fine. And that really blew my mind. That was like the tipping point for me to say, wow, this is really a thing. Like I can make chocolate into medicine for people. And so then I proceeded to do about 50 batches for people over the next couple years. And I realized that there were some common things that people were asking for. And I thought, why don't I just put it at the farmer's market? I'll just make some more like standard flavors. Like I'll make like 5 flavors, and I'll like do the farmer's market. I love going to the farmer's market, but I'll just be on the vending side of it, other than the customer side. And that gave me a lot of information and just kind of a great instant feedback, and had a lot of people coming back every week for more, and that just propelled me in that next baby step forward. Till I got to the point where I was like, well, there's only one of me, and there's a lot of farmers markets. I can hire employees, or I could make the chocolate bars my little employees and start putting them in stores. And then I went to that next step. It was very much a domino effect where I let each step reveal itself to me as we were going.
I love that. What are some of the varieties that you all offer today? What can people get off the website?
We have at yescacao.com, we have like our 3 bestsellers, our 3 like main bars that have been there like almost since the beginning. One of them is the endurance bar, and that one's very much for your body. So it's like before you work out, before you go dancing, hiking, any kind of body movement.
Wait, so I'm sorry to interrupt you, Justin. You're saying I can have a piece of chocolate before I exercise?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. All right. Justin said it, so it's true.
I'll just give a little context here. I eat a half a pound of chocolate a day.
Oh, wow.
I've been doing that for like 13, 14 years. And I just make the chocolate the delivery system for the herbs, teas, flowers, adaptogens, superfoods, like the things that I know I'm supposed to have in my diet, but maybe are a little bit of a pain to like get like make a smoothie or take pills. It's like I'm going to eat them a lot more if I just put them in chocolate. And also chocolate's a vasodilator, so it opens your blood vessels and it actually makes the adaptogens and botanicals more bioavailable. It makes you have more surface area to absorb the benefits.
Wow.
It's kind of a match made in heaven.
That is
so
really
that first one, like, yes, go eat the chocolate and then go work out. And that one has shilajit in it, which is just a fun herb to say, but that one's got 85 minerals and fulvic and humic acid. It's one of the most legendary. Like, there's so many stories in Ayurvedic medicine about like legends about things that people have done with this herb in their body. And then it's also got reishi mushroom, which is great for the immune system and also helps be calm while you have energy. And then I would say the best seller, the one that most people flip out about, is the brain power. That's an orange bar, and it's actually based on a white chocolate. I feel like white chocolate, I kind of feel like it's a little bit broken. Like it's too waxy and too sweet.
Yeah.
But I like it. But I was like, I think I can do better. And so we put turmeric and bacopa and lion's mane mushroom and all this stuff that's super good for getting your brain buzzing and like really, really activated. Mostly with associative memory, but very much like before you study or before you're going to like really need to use your mind. Yeah. The brain power. And it tastes like a ginger snap, graham cracker. Oh, wow. Cinnamony, yummy, super good.
That is awesome.
And then the last of the three is the Bliss Out, which I made so that you could have chocolate in the evening before you go to bed without it keeping you awake. That has GABA in it, and it also has Blue Lotus. It has kava, so it's all about relaxing the nervous system and quieting the mind. Because usually the part that makes it hard to go to sleep when you have chocolate at night is the sugar and the theobromine. Like, it kind of gives you some energy, but the GABA overrides it, and the kava also gets you nice and chill. You can have it during the middle of the day if you need to kind of cut the edge a little bit. But also, like even if like I have a couple of customers that have had trouble sleeping, and they'll just start having one little piece before they go to bed, and it helps them calm down before, usually for an overactive mind. Wow. So those are the three that have kind of carried us through. I'd say those are our best sellers.
Yes. Now, Justin, for people that want to get the product and they want to experience it and they want to find out more about you, where do they need to go?
The best place to go is yescacao.com. That's YESCACAO.com. We used to be in about 160 stores, and right around just before 2020, I had a 1-year-old, and I was like, I want to hang out with this guy as much as I can. Yeah. I really love this little guy, and I don't want to miss all these like really once in a lifetime experiences of him, like being a little human growing. Yeah. And the more that we were in stores, the more I like having to travel, and like I was like, there's got to be a better way. I feel like I'm a slave to my business at this point. And so we switched everything to online, which is a little scary, but sometimes you got to do that when you have events, you have a passion project and you want it to keep going. You got to figure out the way to have it customized for your life. So we switched everything to online, and I have such better communication with my customers now. When you're in the stores, you don't really know who's buying your bars. Right. I mean, you kind of do, but not really. But once we switched over, like I have customers that we like have poetry slam competitions back and forth, and just amazing stories of funny stories too. Of like, I bought these for myself and I keep hiding them in new places, but my wife keeps eating all of them. Or just like beautiful stories of people who can't eat sugar, like who are very sensitive, but they can eat our bars because we use a really clean source of sugar that's low glycemic. Right. Like those are the stories that really tickle me and get me to just like, that is why I do this. I love it. I mean, aside from I get to eat as much chocolate as I possibly can, but it's kind of I want other people to have that experience too.
Absolutely. Justin, thank you so much for coming through today. We really appreciate you. Loving that energy.
It's such a pleasure all around. I mean, we're all about the pleasure. You know, I want you to feel really good, and I want you to have pleasure is percolating on your taste buds. And, you know, there's a lot of things to say yes to in the day.
Absolutely.
And if I can help people say yes to something that's also good for them, then I'm doing my job.
Absolutely. And I mean, a little birdie told me that you guys are back there, you know, you're cooking up some new stuff in the kitchen. You know, we couldn't talk about it today much, but you got to come back, Justin. I'm just putting it out there. I got to have you back.
I definitely will. And we're always cooking up fun stuff in the kitchen. I'll just kind of tease it a little bit, but we have this pudding that we've been working on.
Are you serious?
We call it smooth because it's kind of this like, it's almost like if ice cream weren't so cold. It has that texture, but it's just like a coconut-based cacao, like, and it's super smooth, and we put herbs in it, and it's pretty rad.
Wow, that sounds
coming
awesome.
soon.
Yeah, well, we're going to have to dig into that next time you come by, Justin. Thank you again for coming through. Certainly appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Ash. Thank you. Bless you.
Oh, thank you. Bless you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and support throughout all the years. Keeping in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face. You tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.